Next up, we have Kings by Jose Pavil, Project Wingman Soundtrack 2020. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way that you don't have to be a professionally trained musician to understand what is happening here musically. If you like the sound of that and you're watching this on the video archive, make sure you subscribe to the channel, follow the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, notifications, all that good stuff. Be warned, we are watching this live on stream. We're recording this live on stream. This is my first time hearing this song, so I will be pausing a lot, because I'm going to be explaining things as I pick them, as I notice them, and I'm going to be, giving my reaction with that. Also, keep in mind this is done in a single take, so I might stumble upon my words here or there. It's just what happens. So if you want to listen to the song uninterrupted, I will be linking it in the description. With that being said, let's do this. Kings, let's see what we got. Is this the song? Yes. I love this kind of theme. Okay, there we go. We start with, from the previous, I keep forgetting to delete the previous one. Okay, so we start with the melody being carried by the violins. And we have this very beautiful way of developing the motif. We heard the motif, which is the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed from which everything else comes from. We have that. We have some trombone, some brass, I think, and some percussion. I think this was a bass plus war drums, but we have a very, very beautiful type of melody, which is just taking things. We have the melody which went up like this and then continued, went back down a little bit like that, and then we did a type of, we're going to call it motific development, called sequencing. Sequencing is when you take your melody, and let's say this is in one note number, starting on note number 1, and the next time we're going to start it on note number 2. And in this case, we were also doing another variation, which is the leap upwards was longer than the first leap that we heard. And it gives it just this incredible drama. There is this principle in composition that whenever you make a leap is just when you don't play the notes right next to each other, you skip notes. That whenever you do a leap bigger than an octave, the best thing to do is to go the opposite direction. So if you make a leap upwards, once you arrive at that note, the best thing to do is to go back down. At least at the start. And same thing happens if you do it the other way around. If you're doing the leap and you're going down a lot, the most effective thing to do afterwards is to go up. The times when you don't do this is once you've already established this and you want to throw off the audience. Then you have that moment of going back up before going back down. It's just a very, very useful tool. It's a very useful concept to use. It's a very good way of developing a motif, a very beautiful way of writing a melody, and it's a very, very cool way of just building up drama in your track. And you already heard this very dramatic, very heroic already. We are 15 seconds in. Let's do this. Yep. Yep, that is a trombone. Oh, there you go. What did I just tell you? What did I just tell you? Ba bum 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 ba 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 ba. There you go. You go right as I explained it. Right as I explained it. You take that first leap, go back down. Take that second leap, go back down, and then go up to give it that extra sense of everything. It's insanely fun to do this. And then we have the trombone, not the trombone, the tuba, just giving us that real sense, which the tuba is. Tubas and trombones are just so good at giving you that strong impact, just complete powerful bass to that. Let's continue. Nice. That melody, by the way that it goes up, very emblematic, coined recently by the Dune soundtrack, but still very dramatic. Oh, there we go, it's insane. Moving up to the next side, we bring in some percussion, still those trombones, that tuba, going like that. Ooh, we're using a woodwind. This is not a standard woodwind. Sounds kind of like an oboe. It's, I think, the Middle Eastern one, the Middle Eastern equivalent of the oboe. Oh, the Arabic oboe, the Arabo. I don't know what it's called, but it's such a cool, it has such a beautiful sound. Let's see. Oh, this is really cool. So we move on to have the strings now going from these very long, elongated legatos, when you do these very long, fully played melodies, to what is called staccato. Staccato, short bursts and everything, but we're having something really cool. We have the cellos playing the first part of what we could call the riff. A riff is just a colloquial term that became popularized to basically say what a motif is for the chord or the rhythm section. So we have this really cool, and then we have a short call and response with one of the strings, panning. We are revisiting the concept of panning once again. Panning, of course, we nowadays use as a standard stereo sound setting. So speakers, you will have the left speaker, right speaker, and then here you are, all happy and deformed and bald, therefore evil. So there you got it. And the concept of panning is when you prioritize one speaker over the other with one of the tracks. So we have the cellos on the right side of this, so they're sounding primarily on the right ear, and then every once in a while we get a one note played by the violins on the left ear, while in the one space that the cello is not playing. So the violins on the left ear are playing one of the notes that the cellos on the right aren't. And it gives you this sense of quickly bouncing back and forth. Really, really good stuff. Let's see. Now we turn it off. Okay. And now we are doing a very cool thing. We're doing several things right now. One, we are having the brass take the melody in what is a very slow melody, probably a slower version, or an elongated version of the melody. It's just the notes are proportionally elongated, made longer to sound slower and everything. Then we went from having the cellos playing this riff to now up a couple of octaves. The violins are playing it now. And now another couple of octaves, and the violins are still playing it. It's such a cool concept to do that you just play the same thing in different octaves, and the higher you go, the more tension you build, just by the nature of playing it higher. Nitro, welcome to today. How you doing? Let's see. It's a really cool thing. I mean, percussion is brilliant. Oh, there we go. So now we're having the violins playing yet another variation on the theme, but now they are doing one of my favorite things to have violins do, which is a tremolo. A tremolo means many things nowadays, but when it comes to classical music, a tremolo is when you have the instrument playing a melody, which usually is like a melody with longer notes, but instead of just having them hold that, instead of having them just hold those notes out, you have them repeat the same note over and over. So instead of singing ba-da-da, you have them go ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. So now we're having the violins do this with a somewhat short melody, a variation, I think, of the very, very first motif that we heard, but because it's a little bit longer, the notes are longer, but they're being played faster, but at the same time, we're having that overall shape that we were doing. This is wonderful. Let's see. And we're going back to that riff. That sounded Oh, it's just reverb, okay. Is that an organ in the back, just going up the scale? Sounds like an organ. It's either an organ or a synth, giving us that very quick scale, kind of just giving us the shape of the motif going up. That is an organ, right? Yeah, that is an organ. Really cool. But it's in the back. It's really cool. Variation of that riff that we had, that motif. Oh my god, the riff is just the motif. I just realized. It's a reduced version of the motif. We had the elongated version of the motif being played by the brass as like a bass line and everything. And now we have the reductive version of the motif. Instead of being played as this long melody going very high up, we just decided to compress it and repeat it over and over again really fast. I didn't even notice at the start. So now we take, okay. Concept again of if you want to give the audience the sensation that they just gone off the ramp and now they're flying, take away the percussion, take away the bass. We just did that, and now we are having, I think this is a French horn? No, this same woodwind, I'm gonna call it the Arab oboe, because I don't remember the name of this. If you know the name of this instrument, let me know. But it is, you know, those Middle Eastern beautiful woodwinds that it just has this very nice hollow sound to it, but at the same time, the tone, it's very like an oboe. Really, really cool. And now this is playing the melody. And we have this organ with a synth kind of thing. Really cool. Second motif, the variation where it goes up. So dramatic. And this brings us to one of my favorite things, the flying melody. Again, this is a colloquial term. A colloquial term means that this is not an official academic term, but this is how I have coined it, the flying melody. You have the percussion going wild, that you have the bass doing the thing, you have everything, and up above we have the melody, super simple. Very simple, very dramatic melody, flying above all else. Very fitting for what we're doing over here. I'll answer the chats in a moment after the video. So now we have the flute, the violins, still we repeat, and now we have the horns. Oh, this is beautiful. French horns, very beautiful. Violins over it again. And now instead of the organ, we have the piano doing this. Man, the orchestration in this is insane. Orchestration being the study of which instrument does what in the orchestra. And it's a very difficult field to get into. Very difficult part of composing to get into. Because you have to learn how each instrument works and how to write for them without necessarily knowing how to play them. So that's one of the challenges of composition, right? Because each instrument has its own limitations. You know, they have a range of how high or how low they can go, whether or not you can play more than one note at the same time, that kind of thing. So you have to know. And on top of that, you have, you know, the different sounds, the different tone, timbre, texture that you can get. So replacing, again, we've talked about replacing the piano with an organ. Now we replace the organ with the piano. The organ, of course, always being associated with the institution. I've described it as the overwhelming hierarchy, because, you know, an organ, you need to build buildings around the organ in order for it to fit. You need to build it in a church, a cathedral, a symphony hall, concert hall, that kind of thing. Massive instrument, extremely expensive, something only the upper echelons would be able to have in their thing, especially if it's like a big pipe organ, right? A piano is a lot more personal, a lot easier to obtain for the individuals, so it's a lot more accessible. So we've usually seen the change of piano to organ, from the individual to the hierarchy. Now we just saw this the other way around. The hierarchy to the individual, now to the, I guess, the individual pilot, who is having this flying over. This is really cool. The motif is just so beautiful, dude. And just the accents with the brass and the horns. Again, using brass instruments, you know, the trumpet, trombone, tuba, French horn, it's a very risky thing to do because these instruments are insanely loud. They are insanely loud. But when you hit it right like you did just now, the drama that you get with these instruments is just... Mwah! Flying, floating, potato, tomato, okay? Once again, we bring the tremolo. Okay, syncopation. Okay, so now we have this descending scale with the violin slowly going down the scale with syncopation. Syncopation, of course, being when you play against the beat, against the expected metronome, so to speak, to give a sense, it gives you a sense of motion, instability, and rushing when you do syncopation like this. And it's doing, I think, contrary motion. No, it's just doing its thing, okay. So yeah, you have the syncopation. The percussion has been mostly doing syncopated stuff with the accents. Accents, a very important thing to say. Accents in music, very different from how we do accents in speech. Because an accent in speech is usually just where you come from. But in music, it means where in the music you are emphasizing the notes. So let's go back to, you know, the time signature. Once again, for those of you who don't know, upper number, the number of notes. Lower number, what kind of note? Whole notes is 1, half notes is 2, quarter notes 4, eighth notes 8, so on and so forth. So when you have an accent, usually in a 4/4 measure, means 4 quarter notes in a measure. And there you go. Usually when it comes to 4/4, the main accent is going to be on the first note, then the next accent is going to be on the third note. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But when you make an accent, you can have anywhere else on the measure be what is accented. So let's say we want to accent the fourth note, right? I think this is the term for the symbol for accent. It's been a while since I've used notation. So instead of having 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So you do this in a way faster. You extrapolate this concept, you put it in a faster way, you add syncopation for this, and you get these really wild, awesome sounding drums that we've been hearing with the percussion, which is, you know, they are playing. They're playing straight 16th notes, like taga 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 taga, or taga 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 taga. But depending on where the accents you're putting, it's gonna make it sound wild, right? Taga 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 taga. You're still playing the same notes. You're just accentuating. You're just pointing out this one is louder, this one is louder, this one is louder, and just by the fact alone, you get this kind of drum beat. Violins are building up. We're just letting everything soak in. Take the drums away. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so now we have this new melody we have here. It's still technically a variation of the first motif, but now we're having a lot of repeated notes, having these like little hops that we're doing with the scale, and then we're sequencing it up the scale with the violins, doing the tremolo and all. Tremolo when we're holding the notes with staccato, you know, very short bursts and everything. Very, very dimensionally, like diametrically opposed to what we were doing right at the start, right? So now it's giving us a different sense of drama. A very, very different sense. I don't even know how to describe this one. Because now it feels, you know, these are a little bit quieter. They are a bit more cautious. Like this feels more. It doesn't feel so much like we are the hero and we are here to act heroic and all this stuff. Now we are in danger. We need to pay attention. We need to be careful. There's a lot going on around us. We have entered enemy territory levels of this kind of thing. Let's see. And there you go, this woodwind with the brass doubled as well, the strings doing this beautiful motif. Oh, modulation, complete modulation with some vocals at the back, really good extra texture. And in the back of this very, very faint, we have the original second half of the motif when it goes up. That heroic kind of going into the unknown. Kind of going when you're not supposed to go. You know, theoretically you're supposed to go down. This one's going up, and it's going. This is wild. This is wild. Let's continue. I think we're gonna do one more after this, yeah. Yeah, but some bells there, and once again we're letting the percussion. And moments like these are very important for tracks this long. Give the audience a moment to just soak in what you have. It's a very good moment to just give yourself the time, a break, reset everything while keeping things in motion. Very good to just let you process what you just heard. And we have an inversion of the motif. We have an inversion of the motif right here. Deadly Shark, welcome to today. How you doing? So, when it comes to motifs, you have usually the regular motif, which in this case was this really beautiful shape of going down, then up, like usually forward, up, and then back down. And now we are having the inversion of it. We're having the inversion of it. It's a reduced, inverted version, but now we're doing the opposite of what we were doing before, an inversion of the motif. Going back and forth between the original, the inverted, original, inverted. I love these. I love these. We're bringing in everything. We are bringing in the different themes that we had throughout the last 5 minutes, and we're putting them all together for this climactic moment. Let's see where this goes. So we bring it back down, refill the water. Organ, again, back to the organ. We heard that before. With this drama, the drums have toned it down. Let's see. Oh, beautiful. The chorus doing a variation of the motif. By the way, this did something that I absolutely love when it comes to Climax. Because we had this build-up where we brought everything back. Everything we were doing throughout the entire piece, we brought it in all at the same point. And there is this concept, I don't even know what to call this, because it's a kind of an anti-climax that works even better than a regular climax. Because usually the inclination that composers would usually have is that you're building up, you're getting louder, you're building up, and you hit that high note, bombastic, and everything blows up and everything. But there's another way of you build up, bombastic, bring everything together, louder, 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 and when you reach that climax, you just take most of it away, and you do it quietly. You do that climax very quietly, that cadence super quietly. You resolve all that tension that you built up quietly, in peace. And it just has that one, it's not just tonal whiplash, but it's emotional whiplash as well. Because it resolves with such peace and so much quiet that the silence and the lack of loudness acts louder than the loudness you were building towards. And now we're building back up. And we have those mirroring kind of what we had at the start. There you go. that chorus creeping in. Oh, that's really cool. Inverted motif. There you go. Oh, this is beautiful. Percussion. So yeah, now we have the percussion not only slowing down. There are no drums. This is cymbals and a bass drum just accenting with the cymbals. We are slowing everything down. We are ending the track. Let's hear this out. Oh. Elongated motif. Slow melody. With the chorus, I think. And now we finally get the full-on organ. We got the hierarchy back. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, initial motif again, but now with... Oh, this is beautiful. Yep. We bring back the very original motif. The original melody. And there we go. We bring back that percussion just for that tail end echoes of what we just went through. No. No, we did not just do it. We did not just fade this out, dude. We did not just fade this out. Please tell me we did not just do a fade out. Please tell me. I think it's just so that it loops again, right? I think it's just so that it loops again. No. Don't do fade outs, dude. You had such a beautiful ending right there. Luisa, welcome to today. How you doing? We had oh my god, it went and you finished and you finished. You had the song finished. You had finished your song. And you then left these echoes of this. And you faded out. No, this is not how you end a class. This is not how you end. Such an awesome thing. That last bit was so unnecessary. I hate fade outs. Yeah, that seamlessly loops. Yeah, I think in this case, but still, if it loops, you just program it to go back to there. Yeah, I think it's so that when you loop it, the software doesn't just abruptly doesn't have the echo. So yeah, I understand why this happens. I hate it. I hate it. Still, this was an incredible composition. Just because you didn't land the ending, Wingman. Just because you didn't land the ending doesn't mean it was an incredible composition. Oh my god, that was so beautifully composed. I just really despise fade outs. But there you go. That was Kings by Jose Pavil from the Project Wingman soundtrack. Oh, that was beautiful. Once again, everybody, this has been the Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained composer, musician, and I hope I have explained things in a way so that you don't have to be a professionally trained musician to understand what has happened here musically. If you're watching this on the YouTube archive, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, notifications, comment, all that good stuff. If you want to listen to this track on your own without me interrupting every 5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description. If you want to request a song, you need to go to the Discord. And the Discord has the LFA requests channel where you just need to drop the YouTube link of the song that you want me to do. I will review it, and then we will add it to the offline queue. And if you want to catch these streams live on air, schedule is available on the Twitch channel and on the Discord. We have the Discord stream schedule, and the Twitch has the schedule tab. Links down below. And there you go. Don't forget to follow the channel. Follow the gaming channel too. Games are Basterd. I'll start linking it now. So there you go. Yeah, no, that was wonderful. I think with that, thank you for watching. Kings, Jose Pavil, really good. Project Wingman soundtrack, really good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.